The events of a short 16-year span from 1930 to 1946 left an indelible mark on the planet. The worries of global depression would lead to World War II, pitting the Axis powers against the Allies. In the end, the extent of man's destructive power would be recognized with the bombing of Hiroshima. The breadlines in America could be much shorter, but the president, Herbert Hoover, can't seem to grasp the economic realities he's facing. In the very time that the world needs a huge injection of cash to stimulate the economy, Hoover begins tightening the national belt. Despite pleas from economists, he raises taxes and hikes up tariffs on imported goods. People no longer have money to spend, and European nations counter his tariff with tariffs of their own, and trade grinds to a standstill. When the Depression strikes the already embattled farmers of the Midwest, it's as if a biblical catastrophe has come over the land. Heat and drought dry up crops, and windstorms sweep over the bare land, taking the fertile soil away in great clouds of dust 10,000 feet high. The sky turns midnight black, and human activity slows to a trickle. An area covering parts of Oklahoma, Colorado, and New Mexico changes from a breadbasket to a dust bowl. Displaced farm families called Okies take what they can carry and begin the long exodus from their dried-up lands. As portrayed in John Steinbeck's The Grapes of Wrath, the journey to find new land is a difficult one, full of hardships and bitter receptions. Even as the farmers of the Depression are marching west, the veterans of the Depression are marching east to the country's capital to ask Congress for their $1,000 war service bonds early in their time of need. This so-called bonus army keeps a vigil outside Congress as the issue is debated and ultimately voted down. The congressmen are more concerned with balancing the national budget. Instead of rioting, the men sing America. The words, "My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty," resonating ironically through the halls of the Capitol. As the veterans form ranks and march back to their camp across the Potomac, President Hoover orders Douglas MacArthur to remove the marchers with every kindness and courtesy. But as history will bear out, MacArthur is not the man for such a diplomatic task. After donning his dress uniform, MacArthur leads his troops in attack against the unarmed bonus marchers. He pushes them across the bridge over the Potomac and burns their camp to the ground. The veterans who served their country in the Great War are routed by their nation's own army and dispersed under a shameful haze of tear gas and black smoke. The desperation of the unemployed undercuts the power of labor unions. And part of the public feels such organizations are simply un-American. Attempts at organization are met with goon squads and even police brutality. It's in this difficult time that John L. Lewis emerges as a labor leader who can stand toe-to-toe with the leaders of big business. Tired of the impotent and segregated efforts of the AFL organization, Lewis actually punches out one of his associates and leaves to found the Committee for Industrial Organization. Under this new union, Lewis galvanizes the strength of men, women, blacks, whites, and any other group without a voice. When the CIO stages strikes for better working conditions and wages, this inclusion of all people leaves big business with no one left to run their operations, forcing them back to the bargaining table.